From CGI 2011, here we are with Anthony Salcito from Microsoft, and Microsoft is announcing an extension and a brand new commitment. Tell us about it, Anthony.
Well, this is all part of an initiative we call Shape the Future, and it's really founded on the principle that every student around the world deserves access to a quality education, and that technology can be an enabler of a great education. So we're in partnership with the FCC across the United States, One Economy, and the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. We're excited to enable opportunities for 1 million students across the United States to get access to technology and internet access in the home. Well, I think it's deeper. Certainly, one of the things we recognize is we have a huge access gap in the United States. Across the world, U.S. ranks 18th in terms of internet access in the home, and 9.5 million students across the United States don't have access to the internet at home. And we also know that students with internet access in the home are more likely to graduate high school. So the Federal Reserve did a survey in 2008 and determined 6 to 8 percentage points of graduation more likelihood if you have internet access in the home. And the economic impact of that is tremendous. So we know that we have a need to provide access to technology for students learning, but also that there's a huge opportunity not only on jobs, but the future economic potential across the country. Well, Shape the Future is a Microsoft project. It's really to create a movement, to really make sure that we overcome obstacles and barriers to provide quality access to education and technology. So we work through multi-stakeholder partnerships with government organizations, with certainly partners, to not only provide access to technology at low cost, but also to provide tools to help train teachers, prepare students with curriculum, to prepare them for jobs, to actually help them dream big on how they can make a greater impact in their community, in their country. Absolutely, and certainly one of the things that Microsoft has been committed to is providing free tools for students to get access to cloud software, to use things like office productivity applications on the web, access to free email. So those tools are certainly part of this initiative to not only provide access to the internet, but create a foundation for students to learn. We'll also be making tools available to help with digital literacy, as well as tools to help get prepared to use productivity applications like Microsoft Office, where students are likely to face those tools in schools. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we know is 50% of the current jobs in the workforce across the United States today require some form of digital literacy. And over the next few years, that number will grow dramatically. So getting kids access to these tools and training in schools today will help them prepare for future jobs and hopefully create industries in the future.
Let's get specific. Let's say that I'm a parent of a low-income child in Middle America. Yes. What could I expect for my child where I'm hearing that the Shape the Future is in my system?
Absolutely. One of the things about this project, and I think one of the nice things about it is we'll be working locally to identify the best ways for states or communities to get access to the program. So some will be very low-cost computers that are refurbished, some are new computers with a wonderful array of OEM choices in terms of devices. The program will be communicated broadly through the FCC and other means where parents can get access to pick up one of these devices with internet access in the home, as well as the programming that will be supported. And we're working with One Economy and the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship to provide a really broad range of tools and curriculum materials, both for teachers to get access to how they can prepare these, parents for digital literacy access so they can help their students. And then the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship is providing a range of curriculum to support students to think about how they can be entrepreneurs, how they can create a business, how they can, future dream about owning a large business. And that kind of impact will certainly hope inspire students to have a greater role in driving our economy forward.
Sure, if you don't have a job for you, you can create one for yourself.
Absolutely, and we're seeing students all over the world think about that, and that local impact in terms of how they can not only contribute to economic prosperity, but really to think about boundaries lifted is one of the key goals of this project, to really help students not only aspire to graduate high school, but to really have a larger part in terms of how they can make an impact in the world. I'm actually excited about this project in the U.S. Obviously, I'm a U.S. citizen, but we've been working through countries all over the world in this project. And countries like leaders like Portugal have been doing this project for many years, where they've said, we're going to make internet access technology available for students to not only bridge gaps with regards to access to content and curriculum, but to improve their education experience. And they're seeing an impact with regards to not only their international benchmarking in terms of math and science skills, but also an economic prosperity in terms of the halo for parents' access, student access, and future economic viability with regards to digital economy, computer companies, computer support companies, et cetera, bringing in jobs and opportunities for the country. So we think that in many cases the U.S. will start to look at other models around the world, and we've done Shape the Future projects all over the world and have been responsible for helping over 10 million students get access to technology for the first time. Well, certainly one of the things that we want to do is make sure those students feel connected, and certainly technology access can do that, where the students are getting access to curriculum, support materials, to help not only bridge gaps that they may not have with a parent available to help, but we also want to make sure that we don't leave the parents out by providing digital literacy and technology skills for parents, because we recognize for a caregiver and a parent, they can play a tremendous role not only in supporting a student and a child, but helping inspire them to do greater things. And we want to make sure that we include the parents with both the digital literacy curriculum as well as access to some of the tools that students will have, so they may be able to get reskilled themselves and find themselves getting certified on technology and become more employable in doing so.
Let's say that we were to come back in 5 years, and you're looking back and you're going to talk about all of the things that happened. How are you going to define success?
Well, I certainly think when we've overcome the barriers of mediocrity in terms of students' expectation on their own education experience, as well as what they can deliver in their lives, we certainly want to have every student feel like they can reach his or her potential, feeling like the world is limitless with possibilities. And we want to inspire that with a quality education experience. We want to celebrate teachers as heroes, provide great access to a great quality education with technology, not just through technology, but technology supporting that journey. And then we also recognize that we want these students to contribute to not only how they can grow the economy, but how they can use their ingenuity, their inspiration and passion to really solve some of the world's toughest challenges. Well, I think one of the things, it's actually a force function to get people to communicate and to think about how they can collaborate and come together to solve some of these tough challenges. It's great to have a global community of people who are passionate about making a difference. And that helps us to not only get connected to others who have like-minded interests to make a difference in something like education, but really create a collaboration that will be sustainable over time.
Anthony, I think we'll let that be the last word. Thank you very much.
Thank you.